Right, and welcome to episode 14? I'm fairly
Yes.
confident it's 14. When last we left our heroes, they had, despite the audience not seeing it because of OBS, thank you OBS, glorious robotic overlords, surely they will conquer us all. Anyway, the heroes had returned to the Wizard of Wines to deliver the second magic gem, and then had fallen back to Krezk, where they had then planned and made their way from Krezk to the island on Lake Baratok, upon which a tower stands, meeting and defeating a small strike force of revenants and phantom warriors that had met them at the Raven River crossroads in an attempt to stop them, because they're trying to kill Strahd, and the revenants are not for that shit. Shane once again forgot his goddamn music. Alright. But as you've now arrived, you come to a cold mountain lake enclosed by misty woods and rocky bluffs. Thick fog creeps across the dark, still waters, and the trail ends at a grass-covered causeway that stretches 100 yards across the lake to a flat, marshy island with a stone tower upon it. The tower is old and decrepit, with collapsing scaffolds clinging to one side, where a large gash has split the wall. Time-worn griffin statues, their wings and flanks covered with moss, perch atop buttresses that support the walls. And parked near the base of the tower, within sight of the entrance, is a barrel-topped wagon spattered with mud.
Okay, so really quickly, because I didn't do this, because I didn't realize we'd be stopping here. What do I know about this tower?
Roll history.
Alright then. Well, I'm gonna tell you back.
You know that the tower has been here, according to legend, almost as long as Strahd has held domain over the valley. And they say an ancient wizard built it, but whether that's true or not has been forgotten.
Okay, now as far as I'm aware, there shouldn't be any creepy, scary skeleton shit going on in here.
I mean, it's an ancient wizard's tower. You have no idea what might be in here, but
Fair enough, but there definitely shouldn't be any fancy Strahd minions going about.
shouldn't. Well, again, not that you're aware of.
Okay. So, see her wagon. Do I see her ponies?
You do not see any animal that would draw the wagon, but Ezmerelda does not seem at all disturbed by this lack of animals.
Gonna sort of turn. Where are your animals?
Just gonna come over here and sit down.
Who says I need some?
I look.
Magic wagon got it.
Okay. Sure, I guess.
Yes, Sigismund, I have a sword that is just a handle that makes sunlight. That is the blade.
No. A magic weapon with ancient destinies or whatever, all that. That's whatever. Who makes a magic wagon?
Someone who does not want to put up with maintaining horses. They are notoriously finicky.
That is
I
a
mean, yeah,
fair
in Tal'Dorei we have plumbing. And that's magic.
fuck's plumbing.
It's this thing where a bunch of weird men with robes come into your house and they enchant your toilet area, and it washes the waste down into pipes and tubes in the ground.
The place you come from is weird, and I don't want anyone like that in my house. Not that I have a house, but I still
Why does
don't
it affect
want anyone
you?
like that in my house.
At any rate, as Ezmerelda approaches her wagon, Sesna?
Okay. I'm gonna just lean back, come over here in this corner and lean back and just, I'm gonna take a little nap, wake me up if anyone's coming to kill us. Kind of holding the sword and trying Trying to will more visions.
Alright.
That's all I'm doing for now.
Okay.
I hate seeing kittens pick. Miko just hates it. Traitorous cunt.
Miko's hatred for imaginary people aside.
I'm gonna take a short rest.
Okay, you're gonna try and chill out for an hour.
I'm also trying to chill out for an hour, but yes, while chilling out for an hour, whoever did that, I will murder you. They fucking removed it before you saw it. Somebody's a coward.
I will have words with the party later. If you're gonna write or say or do stupid shit, do it. But, don't try and hide it. Own that shit.
You know, so somebody just, like, did the, blindfold over Caerwynn's eye as Tristan.
Ah.
So it's probably Jeff.
Nope.
They refused to blame Pat, so it was you, Jeff.
Well, you can just go sit on a dick.
Okay, again, recording. Come on, man. I know we don't really try very often.
Worst thing he could have said.
I don't think it's that bad to say dick on a recording, but alright.
It is, because YouTube.
I mean, fair, but it's not like not like our 5 viewers are giving us much ad revenue.
No, they're not giving us any, because YouTube changes that you need like 10,000 views in order to even get ad revenue. But, specifically the thing is that if the bots detect certain terms in the recording, they won't push it. That is to say, it won't get pushed. It's less likely to appear in search feeds.
Alright.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Because
Okay,
YouTube is the Ministry of Truth.
No.
They're getting real goddamn close. Sesna. As Ezmerelda leads you up to the wagon, you see that under layers of mud, the wagon sports a fresh coat of purple paint, and its wheels have a fancy golden trim. A brass lantern hangs from each corner, and red drapes cover a tombstone-shaped window on each side. A steel padlock secures the back door, hanging from which is a cheap wooden sign that reads, "Keep Out." As Ezmerelda approaches, she gently lifts the sign off the door. You see her slowly grip the door handle and start to pull it open, and as she does, she reaches inside the door. And you see her sort of like stop for a second, pull her arm back out, slowly close it, and let the handle go back. Fun moments. And she gets down on the marshy ground and starts to slide under the wagon. And you hear a click, and then you see her legs disappear. She scurries up into the wagon from underneath. There's several seconds of you hearing glass bottles being set down before the back door opens again. Come in. As you step inside, you see that around the wagon, or on the interior of the wagon, there are glass bottles full of a bright amber liquid hung with ropes around, almost as if decorations. And you see several with the rope still attached to them have been set aside on a small shelf. And looking around, you can see the hooks where they were hanging was right next to the back door. One of them rigged to drop.
Alright, well that's the question I had.
But as you continue to look around, you see the interior of the wagon, and there's a wooden trunk covered with claw marks, a narrow wardrobe that appears to contain several sets of clothes, pairs of shoes, and masks. You see a few backpacks lying around. One that looks like it might contain climbing supplies, another that might be a medical or a healer's kit. You see a lyre with golden strings, a sculpted wooden cage holding a chicken and a silver ewer with 5 chicken eggs in it, and a tiny wooden box containing a deck that looks like it's about the size and shape of the Taroka cards you saw Madame Eva use. You remember them being a bit larger than normal cards, but there's a few sets of copper pots and pans, 3 sets of manacles, a shovel, a second wooden chest that is not marked by the claws of animals, 2 rolled scrolls, a map of Barovia pinned to the wall, and a charred page from a book. But as Ezmerelda settles in, she goes to the wardrobe and starts pulling out a trio of dresses. And kind of starts holding them up in front of you. 1 purple, 1 blue, and 1 red. And after a moment, she sets the purple and blue one aside before picking up the red one again to kind of hold it in front of you as if she's trying to gauge how you would look in it. I think this one might be the best. It might be a bit tight in the chest, but...
Fair.
And as you're getting a closer look at this one now, she's holding it up. It's a strapless affair that laces up the back, with a skirt that would reach to maybe your mid-calf. And it occurs to you that you're a little bit taller and maybe a little bit broader than Ezmerelda.
So, I noticed that you seem like a prepared person. She says, trying to distract.
Get that?
She says, trying to distract from doing this.
Well, one does hunt monsters. Some monsters are in the habit of pretending to be people and putting themselves in positions of nobility. One must be able to blend in.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So, look, I'm not good with the whole being lady, like, so you're kind of running the show here, and doing any of this stuff, as you can probably imagine. We've another short time.
Yes, that is fair. But if I am to help you, then, well, we need to make sure that it just fits. Well enough to fit. Fits well enough. Which means close the door and strip.
Okay. I'm gonna shut the door.
Strahd is being denied a show, you monster.
For the rest of you, but
Look, man, Strahd is the biggest voyeur whenever you have fucking spy birds all across Barovia.
Right. And Sesna, as this continues, Donnel, you sit trying to will more visions to come, and eventually your vision cuts away. You're within a large feasting hall. And towards the end of the table sit 2 figures next to yourself. One you recognize as Sergei. The other you don't recognize, but she bears a resemblance to Sergei. a sister, or given her age, his mother. And as you sit, you begin to feel a spike of irritation striking in your throat and your heart, as she rattles on and praises Sergei again and again, goes over every accomplishment he's had while you've been away on campaign. The advances he's made, how well his tutors speak of him, how great a boon he will be for the family, and how much she wishes your father could be here to see what Sergei's become. And all the while, Sergei's quietly trying to turn the conversation away from himself. Constantly trying to, well, at the very least, not be the center of attention. But he's always quietly shushed before she turns the topic back to his accomplishments and achievements. And after a long moment of this, the vision fades. And you see a hallway. This time the younger version of Strahd you had known before. As you walk beside him, and words spring unbidden to your mouth. I know she can be unbearable. But it's just that I understand why she does it. I just wish that she would recognize you and everything you've done for us. It's not like I've done little. I hardly call my campaigns and conquests minor. Everyone knows what you've done for us, brother. Everyone. Mother doesn't talk about it, but if father were here, he'd find what you've done infinitely more impressive. Mayhaps he would, okay? Mayhaps he would. The vision swims and dances again. Before you see a cave cut into the rock face of a lonely mountain. The vision blinks, shudders, and you're back in front of the tower again.
Alright, I think I got going now. Just leaning back against the wall and trying to capitalize on as much of this rest as I can before the dress up is done.
Sigismund, is there anything you're doing during the rest, or are you just sort of propped up against the tower?
I am, if I can get it while doing the bonus, looking around for wildflowers.
Give me a survival test.
He will find flowers in this barren hellscape one day.
I've done it before.
This island is very marshy. The vegetation is mostly marsh grass and thick buds and thick bushes and stuff like that.
Hey, thick bud.
Just leaning against the stone then. After looking around, thinking about it, looking some like, yeah, no. This isn't where I usually find them anyway.
You have to climb the highest peak of Mount Baratok to find the single blue flower that grows there. Only then can you truly master Kung Fu.
As you're sitting, you notice Caerwynn has been looking above the door. And finally he looks to you, Sigismund, and asks, Have you ever heard of someone called Kazan? Kazan?
Have I?
History test. You vaguely recall something about a wizard?
It's a wizard of some kind.
Uh, well, this was his tower, and else he defaced it. As Caerwynn points at the lintel above the door.
Might be a decent thing to explore later. Like I said, I don't really know enough to have a lot of information about him, so I really don't want to go in there right now, but we can always come back. Now, should probably be looking for the bad mage.
But yes. And Caerwynn nods, as meanwhile within the wagon, Sesna, Ezmerelda wasn't kidding when she said it was going to be a little tight. You can gather that
Roll Constitution for corset.
it's meant to in order to keep itself from slipping. But that upper hip is starting to dig just a little bit. Nothing unbearable, but just enough to be noticed.
Shifts uneasily.
Don't do that too much, or they might start waving hello.
Thank you for your assistance.
Right, well, as she slips over to the undamaged wooden chest and withdraws a vial of what looks like perfume. Do you prefer rose or lilac?
I feel that's all the answer she needs.
We'll go with rose. It is a more commonly liked. And she puts the first bottle away, withdraws another, and begins to dab the perfume onto your skin. Always just a little bit of this, otherwise it becomes overpowering. And as she draws in close, she sort of... Yeah. She draws in close and murmurs, "It's good that you're doing this for Donnel. I haven't been with you long, but he seems... how's you say... fucked up? Somewhat aggressive?
Yeah. Yeah, I've kind of been worried about him. I can't be the one to say anything, but he's his determination bleeds into stubbornness more than I feel like he knows.
I have known that many people are hesitant to speak of their problems. Sometimes what they need is someone to ask first.
It's fair. I'm also terrible with people. Terrible, just less. Didn't want to. Yeah.
Sometimes you need not even speak. Just listen.
Fair. Fair. Well, also any idea of what to say? Because I don't know what to say once I get out of this guard.
She sort of steps back to admire her handiwork, leans in, plays with your hair a bit. I think first looks might do all the work. That said, I know those shoes are perhaps something new for you. Heels and all. Try not to slip in the marsh, or we may have to stop somewhere to wash the dress and dry it. Otherwise, it will not really be appropriate for the dinner we are going to, if you're going to wear to that, or if you're going to go to usual attire. Either way. It is nice, and marsh water ruins nice things.
She's gonna be wearing that dress when we go to try to meet the Mad Mage.
Suck. Why is she dressed so impractically? Nothing about this makes sense. Why are you mad?
And people call me mad!
And people call me mad just because I insist that you can ride it off into the moon!
Riding it off into the moon is more practical than walking around in the forest with heels!
Is that what those are called? I'm glad someone said it, because I didn't want to ask.
Okay, see, I didn't want to ask and make myself look dumb, but I don't know what the fuck those are.
A fucking illiterate peasant.
But yes.
No, that's not true. Illiterate.
Anyway.
Peasant in Barovia.
Anyway.
Also, and general tips. I'm not used to the gestures, just the whole ensemble.
Take small steps at first. Try to stick to firmer ground. Walk more from... Well, one of the ladies who helped raise me told me to walk more from the hip. I don't know if that's any good, really. Or walk more with the hip? Something to do with hips.
I'm not.
Sachet? Anyway.
Here, I'll try and. I'll try and. Well, how much room is there? Are we almost taking up the entire thing? As it stands?
It's pretty cramped. It's mostly meant to be a one-person living space.
Fair enough. There's no room to walk a bit. Okay. Actually, I have an idea before we go out there. Something I did once, and you seem to notice and kind of like it. So, do you have anything to help me, do my hair up a bit?
Hey, Donnel, I see you're awake. What's going on?
But, just really quickly, Ezmerelda does... She digs around in the wardrobe a bit and finds a nice... kind of embroidered leather strap and sort of offers it to you. It's not much, but you could tie your hair up with it.
Thank you. And going to make a point to do that real quick. Okay. I'm not ready at all, but I think I'm okay.
Well then, and she gestures towards the door. Knock him dead. Figuratively, of course.
Only if I don't trip and break my neck trying to get out of this place in these shoes. Or heels.
The steps should be wide enough. Like I said, walk slowly. Very carefully.
Oh god. Did she open the door and with exceeding amounts of tentativeness goes down each step in turn until eventually getting out and going around the corner.
And Donnel, as you have stood up, what were you doing just before she emerged?
You heard Michael.
Motherfucker, I've been talking for a hot second now.
Ha
Pat,
mute
this is
button.
worse than your lag, because I was muted. Anyways, before Sesna made her, like, came out to make the big reveal, I was like, Miss Sigismund, I think I know where we need to go.
Okay.
Real quick, just because it annoyed me. The issue was, literally everyone was talking, like, everyone, like, somebody said something that sounded like a legit response to what I had said.
Yeah, Sigismund was like, "Oh, hey, Donnel, you're awake because you'd said
Yeah.
you were napping."
Yeah, and then I was about to start. I said, I'm gonna wait for them to finish their thing before I start talking. And Shane's like, okay, to get back to that quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
just we're having this conversation. She comes, that she's does the door open and she's walking out.
there's a cave. I'm guessing it's where we need to go to find the Mad Mage. One of my,
Okay.
you know how those weird visions I get tend to be.
Okay, listen, I'm not to sound ungrateful because I'm real happy. You know how many fucking caves there are in Barovia?
Well, I know, but it means we're not going to be traipsing around the woods. Cave means that it's on the mountain.
Oh, hang on. Okay, this is far simpler then. Never mind. Okay, yeah, that actually does help.
Not to be a dick, but do you know how useless that information is?
Not to be a dick, but I don't even know of all the caves in Barovia, but the ones I do know about, there's a lot.
Hey, good job, Sherlock. You've turned this case into having 10,000 suspects to 9,000. Well done.
What the hell that's on Bear Totem Mountain? Okay, well now that you say that, hang on. Also, really quick, short rest. Recover HP.
Allows you to spend hit dice.
I'm gonna spend 4 hit dice.
How are you that fucked up, Mr. Barbarian, Mr. Tank? Maybe it's because you were doing your job.
Punched a lot.
Yeah.
It's back full.
As Donnel is rubbing his face, trying to wake up.
And it is at this moment that Sesna,
Very awkwardly. And then eventually, around the corner.
as Ezmerelda is like a step behind you the whole way, just kind of keep your hand out in case you're about to go down.
And just turn. Hi.
What are you wearing?
Miss Sigismund, am I awake? I don't.
You're awake.
You're
You're awake. You just talked to me. You walked over here.
I just. Yeah. Awake. Hi.
Hey, I was, figuring since we were gonna wind up going to, that dinner soon enough, I should get, dressed up for the occasion, so, do you think I look nice?
I think you're not gonna like the news I'm gonna have.
I'm too sober for this.
We kind of. There's a cave we need to go to. At least another one of just dreams and a cave and lakes and mud and
As the young man Donnel is seeing Sesna in a dress a little too small.
Sigismund going to sort of just pull our vampire hunter aside. What did you do?
I'll be right back. I need to just a second. I want you to roll deception to see how like badly stone faced I was.
Go ahead and roll it. Oh yeah, no.
Now, yes.
Yeah, just
Hold on, because I could mess this up.
you're gonna be pretty hard pressed.
Well,
Your passive insight's better than that. You still succeed.
And that one, that's still a fail.
No, actually, in 5e, nat 1s and nat 20s only occur on attack rolls.
Huh.
Reality I've discovered over the week.
Yeah, generally I allow nat 20s to be like auto, like the big successes. Maybe not auto success, but big success. on skill rolls and shit.
Yeah. It's
But
just,
yeah,
it's just always weird to me that no matter how confident or incompetent you are, there's always a 5% chance of just fucking everything or doing something that
Fucking
should be-
everything.
or something that should be impossible.
Yeah, Sigismund, upon seeing this whole little thing, and not really sure, sort of pulling Ezmerelda this way, so as to have a conversation with no one else around. That is theoretically not heard. Just sort of lowly, what did you do?
That I was asked to do.
But, this is really not the time for this.
I was asked for help, noble hillman.
Yeah, I see what you're doing, and it's not gonna work. Trying to distract me by not calling me a filthy hill barbarian like everyone else. And no, it's not happening.
I have very much respect for those who can survive in the wilds. It is not easy. It is a skill many people have forgotten.
Listen.
Much less the wilds of Barovia. That you are alive is a testament to your skill, strengths, and sheer determination.
Oh no, she's going for his ego. Jeff's weakness.
I mean, it's this moment where someone is complimenting Sigismund, and Sigismund doesn't know how to process this.
Sigismund starts to stammer.
And frankly, even in the short time I have been in Barovia, I have heard some people talk of you. There are families in Vallaki and Barovia who knows that you have studied in Strahd, and the wolf hunters in Vallaki have much good to say about you.
Yeah, I mean, you kill one group of zombies, stop them from eating a family, and suddenly everybody says a lot of things. Though they did give me this nice suit. So, there is that.
And I must say, despite it not being intended for you, you fare it well.
I don't know how to process it. In his head, I don't know how to process anything that is happening right now.
Compliments!
Somebody's being nice to me.
I've had general natural speaking, but no one has ever gone out of their way to compliment me. At least not while I was sober. I'm too sober for this. And all the wine's gone. Shit!
Donnel then chugs the last bottle of wine he stole from Sigismund.
I never had any, actually.
Yeah, because I stole it.
Son of a bitch!
Alright,
I'll kill you!
My wine!
Alright, liquid confidence. Now more than ever.
As Donnel comes back, his head dripping wet. Okay, I'm good. Okay, sorry, do your thing. I was just wanting to make the joke.
Yeah, no, what Donnel doing is like, well, I'm just gonna go this way now. Then just walking away. There's Sesna sitting there, just trying to remain calm and not overreact, level-headed, and
The minute Donnel leaves, she starts doing
good,
this.
good, bad.
Caerwynn just sort of
just standing there, stock still, without moving at all.
Caerwynn just sort of holding up a finger. I think you look nice. Like a ray of Serenray's own light. For what it's worth.
At this point, the Donnel comes back, hair dripping wet. Okay, I'm good now. You look real pretty. Real nice.
As he's back, Sigismund just going to look this vampire hunter directly in her face. Listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have no idea how to process anything that you just said to me.
Look, words are hard on a good day. The fuck?
They're called
No.
compliments. And I only give them when I mean them.
I'm aware of what they're called. I haven't gotten any in years. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, just from what I have seen of you, have you tried talking first?
Listen, rule number 1 about how I survived in Barovia, if it doesn't talk at you, and even if it talks at you, there is a 75% chance it will try and kill you. So, it's better to stab it first.
Well, I suppose there's some wisdom in that, but anyway.
God damn it, Pat.
Also, to be fair, most people that try and talk to me usually start the conversation off with, it's that filthy hill barbarian, and that pretty much tanks any desire for me to want to speak with them.
Yes, well.
Hey, I'm gonna
That
go.
will improve.
I'm gonna go look at the path now. I say, as I go look out.
As Donnel is standing on a patch of extra marshy ground. Face totally not still beet red.
Listen, it's a natural response for a man of his age. That being...
Yeah, that's why I had to
fighting-
impromptu a cold shower.
Yeah. Especially considering he's looking at a fiery redhead in a dress that doesn't quite fit, meaning... well...
Meaning a lot of things.
Donnel, come with me. We need to scout the path.
Right away, Mr. Sigismund.
Meaning she's one quick jog away from things waving hello, yes. But...
God, Mr. Sigismund just very stiffly going after Sigismund.
As me and Donnel go to scout the path.
I'll render the help action, but it doesn't give him advantage because I'm distracted.
I was actually about to say just Donnel going out. Don't worry, I'll go help Mr. Sigismund. By the way, have you ever wanted to walk like a gorilla? As he walked.
No, that's why I have the shield. The shield is a really good way of covering shame. Using a holy relic.
Look, Bahamut gets it, okay? He understands.
Look, man, I can't say I was human too, because I wasn't an inferior race. But shit happens.
Listen, shit happens, and I can tell you. I don't need to tell you. Or maybe I do. There are some real beauties among dragonkind, too.
Right, so scouting that road.
Mr. Sigismund, I don't know why, but there was just a flash in my mind of weird dragon things. Can you please punch me in the temple very hard?
Yeah, just let me take off the pot.
I would ask... I was gonna say, I would ask Sesna. There are two reasons for that. The first is I feel like she would punch clean through my skull. The second, well, don't need to get into that.
But as they're, like, stepping away to go scout the path, Ezmerelda's gonna come up and, like, place a hand on your shoulder, Sesna. That was a grand success.
Oh. Okay, that's what that was. Thank goodness.
He's a young man.
So
He doesn't know how to handle that.
Fair. I'm not gonna lie. I would have preferred if he took the lead on that. You just kind of walked on it. Look, it's a whole thing. But so we're gonna apparently be going somewhere where this is less than practical instead of the castle. So I should probably
Change back, yes. Let us do that.
okay.
Oh, that whole changing montage, the whole time Miko is just like, do they remember we're gonna go try to find the mage first?
So, just as we're scouting, Sigismund is sort of just as I'm expertly figuring out this fucking trail. So, Donnel heard it from Ezmerelda, and given all the signs, Sesna likes you.
What? No, that's crazy, Mr. Sigismund.
No, Donnel. No, it's pretty obvious.
I mean, I feel if it was obvious, I would.
Donnel,
I
my
would have
passive
seen it.
perception is 12, and I noticed that shit.
Follow-up question, Mr. Sigismund. What's a passive perception?
That's not something you need to know. You'll know when you've been in Barovia longer. It's fine.
Wibbly wobbly,
You know,
timey-wimey
I know
stuff.
I know enough about you to not say that sounds like bullshit, But just know that if I knew less about you, I would say that sounds a bit like bullshit.
So anyways, how you gonna handle that? Because, I mean, pretty obvious.
That is a question, Mr. Sigismund. How does one handle that? Because I sure as hell do not know.
Alright, let me just...
I go from tending a field one day,
Okay,
going to a fancy city the next, and sleeping in a tent next to a tree, mind, because I didn't feel like spending money on an inn.
That's sensible. Inns cost money. Unless
Exactly.
you know the innkeeper, and you save people from zombies.
Well, unfortunately in Taldora there aren't many zombies just walking around, so I can't really rely on zombies as a means.
Sounds like a
of
nice place.
And then we get back to Tal'Dorei, and the necromancers have come through.
God damn, it's just like home. Anyways, but no, I'm sorry I interrupted you. Continue your train of thought.
It is just him senselessly babbling and completely avoiding the entire concept.
No. See. Now, young Donnel, it's important. I'm gonna give you. I need to talk to you about something. You see, when you get feelings about a member of the female sex, you can choose to accept them, or you can choose to not. But if you don't accept them, you need to do the right thing and tell the member of the female sex, hey, I'm just not interested. That way there's not this really long time of pining, and it's terrible, and then in some books someone kills themselves, which is really awful.
Mr. Sigismund, you can read?
Yes, I can read it. Read Common and Elven.
Yeah, I wouldn't have pictured that considering you're a very pragmatic hill barbarian.
Yeah, see, you wouldn't picture that. And it's okay. It makes sense. But anyways, my mother taught me before she died. But anyways, you should probably, if you resuscitate the feelings that Sesna has
Reciprocate.
Reciprocate. There you go. See? There you go. You know the words. But if
I know the words, but whenever I look at her, words stop meaning things, Mr. Sigismund.
Okay then, Donnel, tell me how you feel about Sesna.
I don't even know how I feel, Mr. Sigismund. This is all confusing. I go from, again, mind, working a field, then to go try and be a big old hero, and then I get dragged into this place, meet real pretty lady. Words just stop meaning words. Just the single moment of clarity I had, I kissed her back in Valaki, and then she slapped me, so I figured, oh, I must have done something wrong, so I'm just gonna let that lay where it lays. And then she kissed me again in Valaki again, later, on a return trip to... Words, okay. Mr. Sigismund!
Okay, listen to me, Donnel. I'm gonna admit here, I don't have that much experience with women, but if they slap you because you did something wrong, and then they kiss you, then at the time they thought you did something wrong, but then they changed their mind about it. Don't ask me why they do that. It happens all the goddamn time, and they're the only ones that are allowed to do it. It's a whole thing.
That just sounds confusing.
It is, but we're not gonna. It is. It's just how it is. I got thrown out of the inn in Valaki one time. Told me never to come back. Next day she was like, "Hey, come on in here, get some breakfast." It was very confusing.
Well, I feel like whenever you're paying money for food, it's completely different because they're getting something out of words, Mr. Sigismund. Words. I'm gonna be right back. Donald's gonna walk off into the woods briefly.
As he walks off into the woods, Sigismund, I should go after him. I probably should, but at the same time, he needs to deal with some stuff. I'll just listen. I'll listen for bad things. It'll be fine.
Sigismund,
hear the sound of a pot-clad head smacking into a tree.
Sigismund, as you think, I should be listening right now, and you open your senses to listen, you realize something's been howling on the wind. You've been hearing howls on the wind, and they're starting to get closer.
Oh, God, Donnel, come back! No. I'm going to follow Donnel. Grab him by the shoulder. We need to go. Come on.
Why do we go?
Shut the fuck up. Wolves on the wind. We need to go.
Well, why did you get me talking about confusing things?
Put my hand over his
Control
mouth.
is hard when I'm stressed, Mr. Sigismund.
Shut the fuck up! I swear to God, I will leave you here if they run after us.
I don't care. Wolves are wolves. You can bap them in the face and they'll stop chasing you.
Not Barovian wolves. That's not how that works here. And there's probably a very large pack. Now, come on, we're leaving. We'll grab everyone else. You know what? We'll go back together, and then we're gonna go. Yeah, just coming back to the group.
That talk did not help at all, Mr. Sigismund. I'm still confused.
Shut the fuck up. Don't let them know we talked about this. Let her think you've got everything under control.
But that's even more confusing because I don't. That's dishonest.
Yes,
Dishonesty
but a woman likes it when she thinks someone has everything under control because it means you're reliable.
But I don't. I try to make everyone think I do, but I don't.
That's a lie! A great fat lie!
It's a lie today, but it might not be a lie tomorrow.
Days of our lives,
life
Barovia.
Worst life advice ever. Just lie, it might be true.
Just lie until it's not lying anymore.
Listen, not to quote Seether, but fake it till you make it.
Who the fuck is Seether?
It's a band. And their song.
You have those in Barovia?
Listen, it's the whole thing. Well, I mean, we did, but they were outsiders, and then they died. It was a whole thing.
As the wolves are upon us.
They're getting close. Those houses are starting to get real close.
I'm now reminded. I'm now picturing just one of the groups of fucking heroes or whatever that comes in is literally just an entire party of bards.
It's 5 bars who couldn't make it anywhere else.
What happened to them, Mr. Sigismund? I found them outside the gates. Apparently, they got eaten by wolves. Speaking of which... Apparently, no one wanted to tell them it was a bad idea to keep singing on the fucking road.
Well, normally wolves avoid human contact.
Right.
Most
so
wolves aren't weird murder wolves.
First lesson, probably not the first lesson I've given you, but this is the first lesson I'm gonna mark. Wolves do not act like regular wolves here. They will kill you. Because Strahd told them to, most likely. I don't know.
Well, now I feel conflicted if I had to kill them, because they're just being good boys.
No, you kill them because they're going to kill you.
But they're being good boys. They're just doing what they're... You know what? Never mind.
They're
Wait, Donnel, I
exceptionally
cannot
feral
stress
guard
this
dogs.
enough. Self-preservation should kick in here.
But yes,
Self-preservation might kick in if my emotions were not horribly scattered to the wind right now every time I think about Sesna.
Don't think about Sesna then.
It's kind of hard.
Solution. No, it's not. Like everything else.
it's kind of hard. No, it's not. I feel like I would know.
I feel like I would know. Oh.
Mr. Chicken, there's a reason this shield has not left my front the entire time we've been talking.
Oh.
I was about to say. I was about to say just fucking like it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard, Mr. Sigismund. No, it isn't. No, let me tell you right now.
But
So getting back to the others, Donnel's blushing even worse.
just real quick, as Sigismund is getting Donnel back because wolf sounds. Donnel, I've never thought to ask, how old are you?
I'm 15!
Oh god. Okay. We're gonna have to have another talk about things, but that's not. We'll deal with that later. Right now, not getting eaten by wolves.
Ah, great. The adrenaline's really gonna make everything just calm down.
On the right side, Donnel seems a lot less aggressive and more just confused.
Okay, so-
Sesna, I will state, it takes Ezmerelda a lot less time to get that stuff off of you than it took her to get it on. And your old clothes are much easier to get into.
I think this is bad, so I went and wasn't.
I don't wanna know what that's like. I feel like have a reasonable idea now. All right, let's go get the others. And actually, how are you gonna move your cart?
That is the easy part in all of this. She steps outside and you hear her climbing up into the driver's seat. Her cry, Dravash! And as you finish pulling everything on and poke your head out, you see that there are a pair of horses now, draft horses, that appear to be the spokes that would pull the wagon along. Appear to just sort of be floating next to them, and as you watch, they sort of flicker in and out a bit. As if they're only sort of real.
Oh, she does magic. Okay. I would be normally quite surprised, but this place has ruined any ability for me to be surprised at things. So we're walking by, like, are the rest of us just walking by the cart, or? Because I mean, it's kind of cramped back here when it was two of us.
There is room for someone to sit beside me and two people inside, if you don't mind the space. And then I suppose someone could hold on to the back. It might be a bit risky, but we could do it.
At that point,
wolves! Wolves! Sigismund said wolves!
everybody getting... You know what? Never mind. Everybody get in the fucking wagon. As I pick up Sesna if she's outside the wagon and throw her in the wagon. And then I pick up Caerwynn and throw him in the wagon.
Well, good news. I'm in the wagon, so you don't have to get knocked right the fuck out.
Pick up Caerwynn and throw him in the wagon.
That's a very small wagon in there.
Donnel, I know you have things you need to deal with, but unfortunately, I pick him up and throw him in the wagon. And then close the door.
So
and run up and get on the side.
I was gonna say just like the two of them start to talk about like, well, I mean that's a pretty small wagon. I was gonna Sesna opening the door to be like, get in the wagon, and then gets a fucking tunnel thrown on her.
Sigismund closing the door, getting up on the side, looking to Ezmerelda. Go north road. Okay, so Shane, wolves, south or north?
Well, okay. There is a small bridge. Or a small natural bridge that goes over the river.
Does not die of a heart attack.
Okay, so how big is it? Okay, is it possible that we could outrun this pack, or should we jump into the Mage's tower and hope they pass by?
That's really up to you.
Listen,
if you tried to make it across the bridge and they are coming across the bridge, there's a very high chance you meet on the bridge.
Can I have, with my 24 survival, gotten a sense of how big the pack is?
There's at least a dozen.
At least, like...
You can't be sure. You can't be sure if you're hearing like multiple howls as one wolf, or if there's several howling really close together and the others are converging on them.
Okay, so...
But there's somewhere around a dozen that you think you've heard that are different.
Oh, okay, so my final question, because I have hunted wolves with the brothers, or the hunters.
They're not brothers, but yeah, Soldar and...
Because I've hunted wolves with the hunters. How big of a bitch are these wolves? Do I feel like, okay, we could probably deal with this? Or is this like no, we should probably bunk it down?
Most of the wolves are just wolves, but you do know there are werewolves in Barovia that sometimes run with the packs.
I have a silver great axe, we'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Give me speed, please.
Yeah, so Sigismund getting up to the side of the car where Ezmerelda is through the bridge, fast as he can.
Okay, so are you sitting with Sesna and sending Caerwynn to hold on to the back, or is Caerwynn...
He crammed all three of us into the wagon.
I threw all three of them in there and then closed the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cramped
Yeah,
back
it's
here.
pretty cramped.
Yeah.
This is not very good for Donnel's sense of being right now, and that shield is no longer able to do much without hurting anyone.
Listen, he's thrown them in there to keep them safe because there's the chance that we could just outrun them. If not, the door will open and get out. We have a fight. Getting up on the side with Ezmerelda, go fast.
So, yeah.
Yeah. You come from Mr. Caerwynn?
Not especially. Who's
Right.
Is that the sword? Is that the sun sword sheath?
Yes, it is. That would be it.
Oh.
That is exactly what that is.
Wait, then what? What's Poke gonna be?
That's my boot knife. Yeah, let's go. Donald's hands are kind of glued to his side.
As just Sigismund getting up to the side. Go.
Ezmerelda books it. These quasi-magical horses just bolting down the road and across the bridge. And you hear howls begin to recede behind you as you make it away from the tower and away from the bridge.
So I look back, yeah, sort of just looking back over the wagon. Okay, we might be alright. Maybe. We should be fine.
Ignore the fact that
Provided
you're back
they
at
didn't-
Arden Vostel.
Provided...
You know, I could use the space. Oh God.
No, but just as she's taking off, Sigismund looking back. Okay, we should be fine. Provided they don't have a werewolf with them. Actually, you know what? I've never killed a werewolf. Maybe we should go... No, I can do this later.
No brain.
You know, Sigismund,
no brain. Come on.
You know, Sigismund, we've never killed a werewolf. Yeah, for good fucking reason.
Look, Donald's just happy that armor is very good at, covering things.
Unfortunately, Sesna doesn't wear armor, which is,
It's not helping the situation, but Donald's armor is more than making up for it, at least his trousers. The least attacked portion of his armor, thankfully.
As we get to the bridge, Sigismund is just going to turn to Ezmerelda as, okay, do things seem good?
Things seem to be calming down.
Yeah, so just turning to Ezmerelda. By the way, how big is that cart? Can that fit 3 people?
Not comfortably. In fact,
Oh.
I'm surprised there isn't any smoke coming off right now. As one of them
Oh.
should have knocked over one of my bottles, which would set the cart on fire. We should stop and check.
Going to get down, open the door. How's everybody? Oh, okay.
literally, probably the two of us falling out.
Sardine jams.
Caerwynn was probably at the other end.
But yeah, this is all happening as you reach the crossroads of the Luna River. And as the cart comes to a stop, as you're all kind of piling out,
Donald stands
hear
up
as-
and is kind of hurrying off, facing away from the group, and just dusting himself off rapidly.
and you hear Ezmerelda behind, from the front of the cart. Arvesh! And the horses disappear, and she steps down.
Man, if only this was the Witcher system, and you could see just how much resolve damage the boy has taken.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Donnel sort of just scurries off. Sigismund gotta sort of like offer a hand to Sesna.
Thanks. Take
Yeah.
takes his hand.
Like Sigismund's like looking at Sesna, like he wants to tell her something, but he's not sure if he should.
As Caerwynn just quietly exits the cart behind everybody else.
No, I don't think that was the Sun Sword scabbard.
That was awkward.
Yeah, we're alive, and I don't know how big that pack was. Well, probably only 12 wolves. Maybe a werewolf.
Donald comes back, his hair dripping again.
So more important, wow, is it fair? But yeah, so a thing to ask then, we can't go to Valaki, how are we gonna do the whole Zarovhich thing through the Svalage Woods, or however we're...
Me and Donnel were
Get
talking
the-
about that
this-
yesterday. I know where some fishermen keep their boats. We're gonna take a boat to the other side of the lake, and then we're gonna head up to the mountain, and there should be a cave, and that should be where the Mad Mage is. There is a cave up there I can probably
that
find.
sounds rather straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, yeah.
So are we, like, okay, how are we going around Valaki then? Are we doing it
We're just not
just
going
past
into
that
the
bridge,
town.
or-
I think when we cross the bridge, we can like go through here, cross the lake shore.
We should be able to go on the road. It won't be that much of a problem, but I need to make a stop.
Ezmerelda
you
is
don't
speaking
want
up. Ezmerelda speaking up. There's enough space between the wood and the edge of Valaki that we can skirt it without getting too close.
If we can do that, that was my only concern. I don't want them seeing us and getting the wrong idea. Last thing we need is Izek to be sore with us for coming back in his vicinity.
Yeah, that cunt.
They will almost certainly
He was a
see
nice
us.
enough man.
They will almost certainly see us, but as long as they see us turning to go around them, I don't think it will be all that much of an issue. I hope.
Let's go.
Yeah, give me a second. What do you want?
You find some river shore flowers.
Alright. Take those. Back up in the cart.
Donald takes another pot full of river water and dumps it on his head.
Actually, you know what? Just consider we're not in a hurry. He's just gonna sort of be walking beside it, like looking at the flowers, like, okay, I think these will do. These are good.
Oh, I'm good now. I'm good.
As Ezmerelda
don't-
takes her seat up front. Very well. As I tried to tell someone else before, somebody can sit up here with me, and then two others could ride inside the wagon, and one could hold on to the back.
I know the road's best. I should probably sit up front.
I was gonna say, Mr. Caerwynn could sit up front. You could you could hang on to the side and give direction from there.
Do that.
He would have to be holding on to the
I
back,
could
or else the wheels might hit him.
I just know that Mr. Caerwynn's not strong enough to hold on to the side.
Well, I mean,
or the
I
back.
I could hold on to the back. That's fine. You and Caerwynn could be in. I'm pretty sure I've got the strength required, and she just does a quick flex.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go with that. Don't hurries into the cart with no other retort. Oh, why'd you have to go and disappear on me before we could have those talks, Dad?
Don't worry, Donnel. You've got the second best thing. Also, your only option.
A voice rings from far away from a distant land. It wasn't by choice.
But I'm not gonna lie. It's been a pretty cool life in the York camp. Anyways, moving on.
Dad is into some shit I did not know about, apparently.
There's a lot of
Listen,
things
you
going
might be
on.
listen. You might be the half work bring you back to Whitestone.
Got kidnapped.
But anyways, yeah, just getting back on the cart and moving along.
But yes. Right. And so you continue along, skirting the edge of Valaki.
Before that, like, just as we get to sort of like the edge, Sigismund is gonna tell Ezmerelda to stop. I need to do something. Wait here, I won't take long.
Nod, or pulls the horses to a stop and nods.
gets down and heads for a small wooded area where there's a tiny clearing.
It's familiar enough to you. You know where to find it.
And as I do this, I am going to, if just time being time has dirtied the headstone, I am going to clean it, and I'm going to put these flowers on top of the grave. Hey, Mom. It's been a while, but people let me into Valaki, finally. Well, that was a couple years ago, but like I said, it's been a while. So, yeah. I'm not sure how you'd feel about this, but, trying to figure out who was the gate guard. Going about 10 years back for, reasons. I really miss you. And, I'm about to go do something. Well, I've been doing a lot of things that were pretty fucking stupid. But I suppose nobly the right thing to do. It's always something you liked to think about. And, I'm gonna go do something else that's the right thing to do. I could die, but, well, I can do that just by walking down the road in Barovia, so... Yeah, I think I finally figured out something to do with myself, so... I came to put these here because there's a chance these might be the last ones I leave here, so... bye. I'm gonna walk back.
As you return to the wagon, just go ahead.
I was gonna say major times. Made your way up to the front of the cart. Plop down next to Ezmerelda and just head in.
No, lost the last part there. Say again.
Basically, hop down off the back of the cart, go up to the front, plop down next to Ezmerelda, and put her head in her hands.
But
I don't think I'm gonna be able to talk to him for a good while.
oh, it's not that bad. It's that bad.
Have you seen how he's... I flexed, and he ran into the cart as fast as he could.
He's a young man. And between the two of us, I think you might have woken something up in him.
You shut your high passive perception having ass up, Ezmerelda. We're gonna need to have words.
I'm not entirely sure I know what you mean, but I'm gonna leave that at that. I've heard that, but I don't know if I'm able to talk to him about, just how he's doing or whatnot for a good while. It's probably very ill-timed. And
Perhaps taking the conversation in that direction will help him to come back to a middle ground.
hopefully. Trying real hard not to regret this, but right. Well, thanks for helping me with EM in general.
You're welcome.
Head back to the back of the cart. Gonna pop off.
Yeah, Sigismund coming back. Sits down. Right, that's taken care of.
Right. So then, onto the shore of Lake Zarovhich?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so now I remember this. When two wolves love each other, they...
I do not need this speech.
No, I'm trying to remember something because I need to tell it to someone else because I get the strange suspicion they have not been told how to process or deal with these things.
I will introduce you to an astounding concept. Thinking in one's own head.
Oh, I love her.
Look, you're correct. It just helps me better if I say it, but fine. Clearly it bothers you.
Then merely mouth the words. You don't need to say them out loud, just make your mouth move in the same way. I'm sorry, but this is not a speech I need to hear.
No, I get it. I get it. It's fine. I only needed to hear it once, and I'm gonna be honest, it was very poorly timed.
I suppose so. At any rate.
Nope.
Donnel's just polishing the shield in the back, trying to sort through things.
But, for those of you outside, as you approach the shores of Lake Zarovhich, you see it. At the foot of a mountain, nestled in the misty forest, is the large lake itself. The water is perfectly still and dark, reflecting black clouds overhead, like some sort of warped and monstrous mirror. And as you arrive along the shore north of Valaki, pulled up along the south shore 3 small rowboats. You see a fourth out in the middle of the lake with a lone figure sitting in it, pole in hand.
Alright. So we should probably take 2 boats. I'll take Donnel, you take Sesna, and Caerwynn.
And she gives the command word for the horse to disappear, and she steps out. Before we go anywhere, I need to reset my wagon. Everyone pile out. Oh, and the boats look like they could hold 5.
Yeah, but I need to talk to someone.
Ah,
No, I think we should go all in one boat.
You weren't here for that.
I mean, we're talking about going to the boats, aren't we? Outside now. She said pile out.
yeah, she did say pile out.
As Donnel makes himself useful and goes and finds the most sturdy boat.
Yes, he's on track.
Sigismund is going to go with him.
Find a good boat. We're gonna get across the lake. We're gonna be good. We're gonna have a good adventure. Doesn't make you think about things.
So, these are rowboats. Who's gonna be rowing?
You know,
I mean, I was gonna volunteer to do it, but I mean,
no, I got
totally
this.
do it.
I got this with my 7 strength. With my
It's not
7,
very good strength.
with my 24 strength.
The only
There you go.
way he'll get better. The only way he'll get better if he has 7 strength. Come on.
But as we're looking at boats, so listen, Donnel. Said you weren't sure about some things. So, I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. Think about it.
Wait, hold on. Was it agreed that you would take 2 boats?
No. He's going to look at like the best boat. So I figure while they're over by the cart and she's resetting, Sigismund walked after him. Like, oh, I'll go help.
So, I mean, since Donnel was also contributing to the conversation that Sesna was having with you, she currently went down there. But here.
Sesna's going to. Never mind then. No, never mind. She's down here. Now is the time. I'll wait.
But go ahead and give me a test with your carpenter's tools there, Donald, to determine which boat is in the best shape.
I shall use the help action.
Hey, advantage on finding good boat. I use intelligence because I feel that makes the most sense for the situation.
It does, and you determine that one of the boat on the eastern end is the one in the best shape.
This one will do. Is Mr. Sigismund around?
Right
Question?
next to you.
Hey, Mr. Sigismund.
Yeah.
You go see if she's if Ezmerelda's gonna need anything from over here. Like if we're gonna try to cover her wagon or anything. I might get the boat ready, moored.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
the boats are kind of pulled up on the shore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go see what Ezmerelda needs.
Yeah, we're gonna camouflage it. Or and the second he's gone, I'm an idiot with women, Miss Sesna. I don't know why I can't say words. Just that.
All right. I thought this conversation was gonna go, but fair enough. Yes, I've noticed that you're sleeping great.
I'm not the
women specifically. Well, I mean, not.
I am actively talking over you as he is trying to stumble words out. By the way, Pat, I'm not just doing it to piss you off.
No, I figured.
It is. You're real pretty, real pretty, and it's hard to think when I look at you. Words get all fuzzy, and I know we've kissed before, and at first I thought I made a mistake when I did it, but are you, Mr. Sigismund was putting words into my head that seem to make sense? And I'm not sure now is really the time to be thinking about all this, but I can't help but thinking about all of it. Cause you pop into my head a lot. Like, a lot.
I'm glad that isn't shared.
In the back of his head, nailed it.
His head. Hey.
Nailed it. First try. No help.
It's real hard to think, and the dress did not help at all. That was a really nice dress on you, Miss Sesna, and don't think I ever really, felt that way before. It was nice.
I'm glad that it had the intended effect.
What is the sword thinking of all of this, by the way? Because this guy's just forced to play third wheel.
The sword there's a sort of awkward feeling flowing from it, but at the same time, a sort of familiar comfort.
Ah, good. Sergei was also a nerd.
Good. The shipping continues. Or starts, some would say.
Right. I'm just confused, and words need to be said So, what... Just motioning very stiffly between the two of them. Are we, As he starts, like, beating on his chest a bit. Together? Or, I mean... You know, if you want to be, I mean, what has,
You have like 8 inches on me, are built like a brick house, and are filled with this indefatigable will that lets you stand against something like a Strahd without really budging an inch. And now I'm watching you basically falling apart because you're standing in front of a pretty lady.
Cut the lad some slack.
Shut the fuck up. I fling the sun sword at Sigismund.
I'm also not great at this, mostly because I didn't exactly have parents. Dropped off on a stick. Look, you seem to be taking this worse than I am, but I'm not taking it a whole lot better in terms of handling a situation, so... Yes? I want to say, regardless if it's a good idea at the moment or not.
Okay. That helps a lot. I think...
Tell you what, we'll discuss this further at a later point in time, and preferably alone.
I think that works.
In the meantime, looking over to see if anyone else will show up and rescue the both of them from this exceedingly awkward
Mr.
moment.
Caerwynn, I'm sorry that you've been sitting there listening to all this mess.
At any rate,
Showing up.
Yeah, as you're meanwhile back at the wagon.
So, we're gonna have to camouflage this thing, or...
As Ezmerelda sort of drags yourself out from under it. No, the traps are in place. Anyone who attempts to enter it, well, choose the obvious entrance, will get nothing from it.
Alright. Well, let's go. Me and Donnel found a boat, and Donnel and Sesna are already down by the shore. Oh god, I left them alone on the shore.
Yes, let's get this mage hunt done with.
Also, also hunting a were-raven, most likely.
A Veraven?
Oh! No, yeah, okay, so there's this family of people that they have a gift. They're were-ravens, and they're sort of like forces of good trying to oppose Strahd. Found them when we, figured all that out when we met his, adoptive mother that raised him, and we brutally murdered her in her bathtub. Well, I didn't do that. I was killing her treehouse. But when I went in to check the treehouse, yeah, it was terrible. I don't think she even got a chance to fight back. But considering she's a very powerful witch, that was probably for the best.
I see. Thank you
Yeah.
for this information.
Speaking of which, where were you?
I thought I had seen my master Rudolph, so I went to go chase out what I thought was him.
Oh. That's fair enough, I guess. But, yeah, so, Mordecai family, were ravens, good people. His daughter went up into the mountain to find the wizard. Now, sort of makes me wonder if they can all turn into were-ravens, why they didn't just kill the druids and the twiglights, because they weren't that difficult. But, questions for later. I think he said something about how he was afraid he'd get dragged down, which fair, I guess.
Weight of numbers is a terrifying way to die.
Yes, you weren't there. Those twiglights were bitches. I say as we walk down towards the shore.
There's a man who can push down trees.
Says the
Oh no,
Yeah.
I cut down the tree. It was a walking tree. Actually, it was trying to crush me with its roots. It was really annoying.
At any rate,
As that wisdom saving throw, Donald takes a few deep breaths. I think I got all that out of my system, and I'm sorry if that made it any more weird than it was, considering we're both kind of bad at this. Can we agree that it's best we explore this after we deal with Strahd? Because I really do want to explore this.
I tries to hide the look of disappointment after Strahd. Yeah, okay.
Donnel is very barely holding it together, as I set an internal DC of 20 for that.
Jesus.
I just feel that after is best, because we could look at things that are a lot prettier than pointing at the mist and the shitty lake and everything. And I feel like pretty ladies deserve pretty sights.
I'd make an argument for having prettier things to focus on, but
Nailed it.
around. But hey, if that's how we want to do this. That's how we'll do this.
I look at the sword. Why aren't you helping me?
you're on your own, bitch.
Didn't help Sergey. Yeah, maybe you should have.
It helped Sergey. It's just helping Sergey killed him.
I was gonna say just like, why aren't you helping me? I'm a sword.
Little did we know, the Sun Sword was the real villain. Gosh, she's pretty. Yeah, your brother loves her. You should get her first. But Sun Sword, that'd be wrong.
Sunsword wasn't intelligent back then.
Not that we know of.
That's just what the rumors are. Who knows? Shane, if you were an intelligent sword, of course you'd tell everyone you weren't intelligent back then. But anyway.
He's not wrong.
I mean, it communicates through emotions, so...
Oh, sure, Shane. It just tells everyone, it just communicates through emotions. I know it's the real villain. But anyways, moving on.
I think Mr. Sigismund's gone mad.
Yeah.
Right. But yes, you all, as everybody makes your way down to the boats.
Yep.
So then, how are we splitting this up, or is they sturdy enough to hold us all?
This one ought to hold everyone.
You know, there's part of me that says maybe just take two on the off chance something unexpected happens. But anything unexpected happens that ruins this boat would most likely ruin another boat. So, yeah, this should be fine. Anyways, I'm rowing
Right. Get in the boat.
We went to the same place, Shane. Don't worry.
But yes, as you begin to row out onto the lake, which way are you heading on the lake?
Okay, so this actually leads me to a question. Mount Baratok. Where?
Right? Look where it says Mount Baratok. And then it
We're
just
heading
sort of,
from Mount. We're heading from Mount Baratok.
and then sort of arcs around to around here. Like the
Okay.
area remember the rumors of the Mad Mage stalking were between these two rivers.
Okay, then we're gonna start here.
Alright. As you begin to row out, you're approaching the other boat that's on the lake. Its occupant's a single man. As you slowly begin to hear,
I stop. What?
and as you stop, and he's still a short distance in front of you, you see
Oh,
him
no,
shift
no,
a little bit.
I'm sorry. No, I thought we were aside him. I speed up.
Alright. You speed up, and as you do, you see his boat start to rock a bit as he stands and begins to lift a large hempen sack.
The wings are coming out.
Jump in the water.
The wings are coming out, and Donnel is flying towards this fucking ship at a breakneck fucking pace.
As you're flying towards him, you see him throw the sack overboard, and you hear him say something.
Nope.
It almost
divert
sounds
course.
like as you're flying towards the water, you hear Uqueltoth.
Yep. Just flying after the sack now.
All right.
Diverting course. You saved yourself by throwing a sack.
No, he didn't.
Hey, you saved himself from me. You have to row up there.
Yeah. You have to row up there. Now Sesna's in the water. You gotta make sure you don't brain her with a paddle.
Ow.
She'll just use deflect paddle. That's everyone's favorite monk ability.
She'll be fine. So Shane, I just did that. So
So
should I be able to make it up there, or do you want me to roll on athletics to get up there?
Sesna and Sigismund both roll athletics.
Alrighty then. God damn it. Hang on. Hold it.
Alright.
Wait a minute. Check my stuff. Might be with advantage.
Do I also have to roll it, or?
Jeffrey, if it's only with advantage, if I tell you it's with advantage.
Well, I might actually have a thing from my class that gives me advantage on that.
Only if you're raging.
Yeah.
Well, it's some...
So unless you just sit there punching Caerwynn in the face every round. Yeah.
Don't tempt me.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me. He's proven that he's not very trustworthy.
He was confused with the
Why are
plan
you
one
hitting him?
time.
Oh, takes one, Shane.
Do I have to roll it as well, or no? Because I'm flying there.
You're currently flying, so no. Damn you, 5e, and your lack of a fly skill.
Gotta love it.
But Caerwynn, as you race through the air towards where the sack went underwater.
Yes, Caerwynn.
Alright,
That is
goddammit,
high.
Donnel. I don't know why I said Caerwynn, I'm stupid. But you fly towards where the sack had hit the water. Sesna is fairly hot on your tail, and Sigismund, you're a little bit behind Sesna because you're having to propel an entire 5-person boat.
Oh, when I get up there, that man is so in trouble.
Donnel, as you arrive, the sack has gone beneath the surface. But you see the man has just sat back down, picked up his fishing pole again, just sort of sitting there quiet with his fishing pole as you approach as this angel.
Everything's telling me to punch you in the schnoz, but I'm gonna go in the water. Do I see Sesna? Does it look like she's got it?
Sesna is approaching quickly.
Nope, he'd go in the water.
Alright, as you dive in, give me an athletics test. Also says you made an acrobatics test, by the way. I just realized.
Cheating! They're probably similar bonuses. Do I get advantage because I'm diving in?
I'll give you advantage because you are like literally right on top of where it was.
Consistency, didn't need it.
Yeah. So you're diving in where the water is still sort of rippling from where it went in. You dive in, you kind of force your eyes open, and even in this dark water you can see the sack slipping down. And there's some dark shape moving in the water below.
Just pushing down to grab it and then fucking use the wings and kicking up.
You quickly grab this hempen sack and burst back above the surface. And Sesna, as you're approaching, and Sigismund right behind, you see that as the water settles back after Donnel burst out of it with this sack, that Donnel is actually rather heavy.
Yep, it's fine. I got the strength for this.
Yep. But Sesna, you could swear you see something reach after him from before it retreats back under the water.
Get in his boat! Get in his boat!
Well, I mean, I was underwater, so that's unfortunately.
But I am going to swim back up and try to get a boat.
The thing is, I can deduce that I should probably just get in the boat anyways, because, well...
So whenever I get to that guy's boat, Sigismund getting out of his boat.
Getting into the boat without Sigismund and putting the sack down and starting to open said sack.
As during all this excitement of Sesna getting herself out of the water...
Okay, really quick. Hang on. Who's in whose boat?
You had just jumped from your boat to the other person's, yes?
Yes.
So you are in
So
his
everyone
boat.
else is... Okay, so everyone else is in my boat.
At
The
that
boat
point,
that I was piloting.
at that point, Sesna might
Here.
have been closer to the other boat than yours.
Okay, I just want to know where everyone is.
So, I'm in our boat.
Okay.
Okay, and Donnel has taken the sack to our boat.
Yep, because you're getting into this boat.
Right, grabbing this fisherman and picking him up. Why did you do that?
The fisherman just sort of cocks his head at you. Oh, hello. Why did you
Why? Why did you throw a sack that sounded like it had something in it, some living thing in it, into the lake? Why did you do that?
Did I?
What? How do you... I'm gonna roll insight, because I think he's bullshitting me.
Roll insight.
Did I? You son of a...
Sigismund, now that you pause to look at him for a minute, his eyes and face are pretty blank. You're not sure he understands where he is or what he's doing.
What have you... Hang on.
I'm just a simple fisherman, friend.
Alright, so you probably don't need me standing on your boat, picking you up and holding you over the water then.
Well, that's generally pretty bad, yeah.
Okay, so you just dropped a sack with someone in it into the lake. I don't know why, but you don't seem to remember doing it.
Did I?
Yes.
You sure?
I'm positive. I just watched you... Okay, listen.
That doesn't sound like something I would do.
I'm sure it... You know what? Strahd probably possessed you to do it. Or something. You know, it's fine. Enjoy your fishing.
The devil's Strahd. I've
He
never
spits
actually
in your
seen him in
face.
person. I mean, he tried to spit over the side of the boat, but
Just enjoy your fishing as I go back to my boat.
The thing grabs the spit that went into the water. At least I get something out of this.
Just opening the fucking. Oh,
yes.
opening the sack and also looking at Sigismund, holding a hand out. You're kind of big, fella. Stay there for a second.
As you open the sack,
Motioning to the boat full of 5 things now.
as you open the sack, it is a girl with alabaster white skin and raven black hair. Not dissimilar to the younger versions of Sergei that you'd seen in your visions. But she's maybe 7 or 8, soaked from where the burlap sack she was in had gone underwater, and currently bound with hempen ropes.
Just pulling the boot knife and cutting those. Hey, you all right there?
I'm fine, thank you. But I would
Well,
like to
shit,
be
that
returned to
was-
my father.
Yeah.
I have a destiny to fulfill. Thank you very much. And Bluto, trying to drown me, has not helped.
To be fair, he doesn't remember doing it.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
Wait,
That's fair.
Oh no, Donnel likes this child.
hold on. Let's go back to the beginning. Who's your dad?
You don't know my father?
We're new.
I don't know who your father is, but I might know
Luvash.
your father.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Strahd.
Luvash. He's at the Vistani camp. Just
Oh,
outside of
fuck!
Valaki.
Of course he is.
What is your problem with us?
Okay.
He has very little like for the Vistani. I do not know why. Madame Ava was very kind to us.
And to be fair, there was those couple of them that were sent on ready to murder us, but that was because Strahd told them to.
That's also fair. So Vistani camp, the one over by the falls.
No, the one just outside of Valaki.
Oh, not them.
Unfortunately, I think it is them.
Right. I'm turning the boat around.
I mean, you're currently in
Right.
Bluto's boat.
Yeah.
Pluto?
This boat's kind of reached
Turning
occupancy.
Pluto's boat around.
Well, I need to
He's
go
very
back
clear about
that
what he's-
way. So, sorry.
Gonna borrow your boat, friend.
Oh, well, this is a lot of activity for a day, and I still haven't caught anything. Hang on, I still haven't caught anything. You kind of see me look in the water? We had a deal! What am I doing here?
Let's go.
Hold on a minute.
Before I
What
want
are
to
you
hurt this
mean you made a
man.
deal?
What?
Donnel is beginning to paddle. We need to get out of here before I hurt this fella.
What do you mean you had a deal? I'm still on his boat.
What do you mean, what do I mean?
Alright, motherfucker. You're gonna start saying words that make sense or I'm gonna drown you.
It's
What's in the
Why?
water?
very misty out today?
Roll another insight. Because that we had a deal makes me feel like I should drown you. But I can't just go around drowning people around here. I have a very good reputation. Well, I used to. Now it's kind of on the fence.
She is a very well put together young girl. She's very, she's very not bothered by what's all happened.
Sigismund,
That's
you're not
not-
entirely sure. This guy might be fucking with you, but he does still have that sort of blank look on his face. But you're not sure at this point if he's affecting that or if he's legitimately unaware moment to moment.
We're taking her back to her father. It's fine. I'm just gonna row his boat back to shore so I don't just leave the group.
Alright. As you begin rowing back, Donnel and Sesna, you glance skyward, and you see a trail of fire for a moment as it ducks toward Valaki. You realize he's going to come up a bit short. He's going to come up the shore.
Him again.
I'm glad that I'm not gross. I think it's pretty awkward. You probably would have cracked a joke.
Not letting him touch this little girl. Let's go.
Hey, kiddo, out of pure curiosity, you said you had a destiny? What's your destiny?
Wouldn't happen to be killing Strahd, would it?
I don't actually know what it's supposed to be.
You don't know, but you feel it.
Well, the
I get the
card
feeling.
said I'm destined for greatness. That there was blood in my past, but greatness in my future.
You didn't get drowned, so that's a nice start.
I get the feeling. You feel like you're destined for something great, yeah?
Well, I feel that way because the card said so.
God damn it.
You know, those cards haven't led us wrong, so I'm sure you are. And you look familiar. I'll tell you about it after we deal with Mr. Fire Toes over there.
Oh, that? Don't worry, that's not the devil. I guess I should call him the prince, but Dad's
devil,
not here.
prince.
He won't care. You're not going to tell Dad I called him the devil, are you?
I mean, probably not.
Okay. But don't worry, it's not him anyway.
You have very good eyes. I cannot. You know what? I'm not going to question it.
No, I just kind of know. That's Rahadin. He's one of the elves.
Oh god! Yeah, it's this guy.
What do you mean, this guy? What?
He
we
probably
never...
wants to know why we're not at the dinner party yet. He's the guy who gave me the note, I think.
As how close are we to the shore? Does he overhear this shouted conversation?
You're just reaching the shore now, and Sigismund, to you it's familiar. To the rest of you, it is a pale man with elven features, and that's familiar raven black hair. So he raises an eyebrow to you.
Well, yep, that's him.
Doing a bit of fishing, are we?
Actually, we were heading... I had some stops
Yes.
to make. Like fishing.
Yes, well... He kind of looks down. Good morning, Arabelle. Afternoon? Something like that. Yes. Hello, Rahadin. Is there anything important, or can I go home? Aren't we snippy today? I was almost drowned in the lake. Maybe you shouldn't leave your house then.
I don't... You know what? I'm just gonna... Yeah, is there anything important so before we take her home?
Do you understand how hard it is to keep a feast warm?
I mean, considering Strahd's got lots of fire magic, as I know fairly intimately, not very.
He does have a point.
Allow me to reword or rephrase. Do you know how hard it is to keep food warm without burning down the feasting hall?
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, you did tell us to make a several, dozen-mile journey. He shouldn't have made the feast already.
That's fair.
It's a long way. It'd been helpful if you gave us a date, or a ride.
17 miles.
Certain matters have been arranged, but as he looks to the wagon. But I see you have your own transportation. If you do insist on a welcoming party, one will meet you at the gates of Barovia.
Nah, we'll be fine.
I mean, I wouldn't mind
We'll
if
be
we are
fine.
going to this dinner. It'd be nice to have the royal welcome, as it were.
Very well. I'll be sure to arrange it.
Weird question. There a change of clothes that could be provided with that? I'm rather rough in terms of my attire.
I will endeavor to have something more, as he looks over all of you, fitting, ready when you reach the castle. I merely
I think
came...
Miss Sesna's covered.
Yes, well, I merely came to ascertain that you did intend to attend the feast.
Alright, so
Of course. Just
Yes.
attending some final business.
yes, but let's actually set a time frame while you're here. We have some other things we need to do, because now added, we need to take this little girl home to our Vistani. Anyways,
I like elbow tap him in the side like hush.
take her home. Then we're gonna go and do another thing, and then we're gonna go to the feast. So let's actually set a date this time. So
The
Strahd doesn't get angry.
Master's hospitality and patience does have its limits.
How about tomorrow?
What time tomorrow?
Evening tomorrow? You know, a proper dinner?
You never know with some people. Some people like to hold morning feast.
I'm saying a proper dinner. Evening tomorrow.
Looking to
I'm
him.
sure that will be acceptable. At any rate, do get Arabelle home, and have a wonderful night, Miss Arabelle. Thank you, Rahadin. You're dismissed.
Oh, look
Girl,
at
I
this
do
little
not-
girl.
You see a moment of fear come over Rodden's face. I am not reliant upon children to... You see him stop, kind of... And the calm returns as he mounts up, as he swings a leg over Bucephalus and begins to ride off into the sky. Very well, Miss Arabelle. Have a wonderful evening.
Now that man there, that was a fop.
As he flies away, you see this shit right here? This is why regular people don't like the Vistani.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I think this is why regular people don't like fops. Arabelle's quite charming, actually.
Yeah, Arabelle just kind of looking at you. How many Vistani have you seen do that? Because it shouldn't have been many. Maybe Madame Ava, but even then... Rodden only really puts up with that from me and, I guess, this master, but...
So, out of pure curiosity, why does he put up with that?
I assume it has something to do with my blood and destiny? I'm spitballing here.
Right, Let's... Do you want to see the... You want... Miss Ezmerelda, why don't you show her the wagon? I kind of put a hand on Sigismund's shoulder and squeeze, like I have something to say.
Very well. Miss Ezmerelda, was it? Ezmerelda de Avenir. A pleasure to meet you. And a pleasure to meet you as well, Miss Ezmerelda. So this wagon, I'll need to disarm it first. As Ezmerelda begins to crawl into the wagon before opening the back door.
Yeah, they head off a little bit. 'cause
I
those other
huddle.
fellas run on the shore.
I huddle. Okay, yeah, I may be spitballing here out of complete nothingness, but she looks an awful lot like Strahd's brother.
That's very mean.
I think he means by features that would make sense, like there's a family resemblance.
A very strong. What did you think I meant? My goodness.
I thought you meant she looks like a...
Oh, I could see how what I said would give that impression. Actually, I need to work on words.
You know that wouldn't really be back. Anyways,
But she looks very similar in terms of the familial resemblance.
maybe Sergei got around.
Maybe, but bloodline and destiny.
I mean, if she's Strahd's blood and human, then she would have a pretty good destiny if Strahd died and then she became the new Countess of Barovia.
this is all well and good. I don't know what to do with this potential. It might not even be information. I'm going off what I hold the Sun Sword up. The Sun Sword's been showing me. And it's been reliable. As reliable as Madame Ava, in my opinion. But...
Okay, so, mayhaps, we take the little Vistani witch home.
Vistani girl...
Leave her with her family, go back to what we were doing, and just move on. As her destiny, the sword hasn't shown you anything about it. It's not our problem. We have other things to do. Like, potentially going to a dinner with her maybe great-great-uncle.
It is at this point that you see that one of you notices in the background that Bluto has just started taking his boat back onto the lake.
Yeah,
I want to hurt that man.
No, no, maybe.
Have a good night, friends.
How far is he?
Not terribly far.
I throw a rock at him.
Give me a range attack.
Ow!
Hey, asshole! Fucking.
Don't be rude.
You throw it, and it clatters into his boat. Oh, careful there, you almost hit me.
Oh, shame if that happened!
Donnel, stop it.
Whap! As he kind of falls back in his boat for a second. Hey, friend, careful. You got me that time, buddy. Can you... Ow!
Maybe
Stop
don't
it.
kidnap children next time.
What? When did I do that?
It's just a rock, Mr. Sigismund. I know my own strength.
Anyways, the point is you shouldn't be throwing rocks.
He
Anyways,
shouldn't be throwing children into a lake.
just because he's wrong doesn't mean you should be wrong.
I feel like it does, but alright. Anyways. Let's, I guess, get on the way to get her home.
Up to the cart. Realizing that now we have a small child. Okay, so what are we doing this time?
Yeah, I can probably hang on to the back as well.
Okay, well, I mean, one of us should probably walk with the cart because the little Vistani girl will have to tell us where we're going, so she's definitely sitting up front with Ezmerelda. And I doubt, given her attitude, she's gonna want anyone sitting up there with her.
I mean, Ezmerelda, there's not much space. You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna go ahead and walk beside the cart then, I guess.
I will also walk beside the cart.
Nobody wants to sit with Caerwynn.
Also. Hey, that's
That'd be too mean. He's not here to...
He's not here to actually take the digs.
fair.
Sesna, get inside the cart. That way, if we get ambushed, no one will know about you. It'll be a surprise.
Why are we ambushing him now?
No, if we get ambushed,
I doubt we're gonna get ambushed. We haven't really been assailed on the road yet, except by those one guys.
No, but like, wouldn't they expect me to be inside the car? And never mind.
But- Sesna, who would expect you?
I mean, she's done wonders at messing Strahd up. What good?
Probably yes, Strahd and cronies.
You know, I was trying to compliment you. Never mind.
You know, I take comfort that there's someone worse with words than I am.
As the wagon makes its way under Ezmerelda's hand and Arabelle's guidance to the Vistani camp,